thrilled to have Laxmi joining me today. Laxmi is a program manager at Microsoft, and prior to Microsoft, Laxmi was working at Bank of America and interning at Nokia. Hi, Laxmi.
Hello, thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for joining. Can you please briefly introduce yourself and tell us what do you do as a program manager at Microsoft?
Hi guys. So I'm a program manager at Microsoft, and she gave out a brief introduction already. So something about me, I just graduated in December from University of Texas at Dallas. I was doing a master's in information technology management. Since January, I've been working with Microsoft Azure data team, where my team is trying to drive supportabilities, and we're trying to push forward different KPIs that would help improve the customer satisfaction rating.
What is product program manager, and what are the responsibilities of a program manager?
Program manager role varies completely with different organizations, and taking Microsoft into consideration varies with different teams as well. So a program manager in normal sense is basically someone who manages a set of different projects that come under one program that drive business strategy. But when it comes to Microsoft, a program manager is basically a role that comprises of product management and project management, and also sometimes UX designer, all combined together. So this role has varying different skills and varying different responsibilities involved.
Mm-hmm. Can you please provide an example of program manager, like in the creation of projects and products? Like product managers work on the product, project managers complete one task, like one project. And when program manager comes, what is his role within that scenario?
Okay, let me explain you the difference between product, project, and program. So it actually works this way. First, the level is a portfolio management. So portfolio management in any company is basically driving different programs together and towards a one business goal. Like, for example, this year, say XYZ company's business goal is to drive revenue. So one kind of portfolio would be to drive all the programs that are involved in driving more revenue or bringing in more revenue to the company. So under portfolio management, the skills or the tasks would basically be investment and capacity planning, more of those. Like, how much do you want to invest in this program? How many resources are needed in this program? So that's portfolio management. The next thing is program management that comes under the portfolio. A program management has a lot of different projects in the company, or a lot of different product specifics to that one particular program. Say we want to drive one of the goals of the portfolio. If you're taking the same parallel of driving revenue, so all the projects that are involved in one aspect of that would come under program management. Say, so driving revenue, how do you get revenue from my XYZ company? Say, my app is one of the revenue generator. So program management of one app would come under as one program. Then a website might be coming under a different program. So program management is basically driving all the different projects involved in that. I'm not commenting on Microsoft sense, because Microsoft has a different definition of program manager. But next, after program manager, the next level would be project and product. So they usually go hand in hand. Product management is basically trying to develop or drive features that give value to the customer or bring value into the market, right? So driving this particular product, driving their capacity planning, driving the scoping, driving the timing of the project, all of that involves project management, sorry. So product and project go hand in hand. While you're creating a product, you need project management people or project management skills to involve in creating the product or even developing the product. So I feel like these are the four different portfolio, program, project, and product management. And this is how everything is interlinked. But in Microsoft, coming to that sense, like I mentioned before, that program management is nothing but product and project combined in Microsoft. So when I say program manager in Microsoft, then they would be someone who actually is working on market research, user research, talking to a lot of customers, trying to bring in different ideas on creating a product that would help them. So that is the product aspect of it. And at the same time, they try to drive all this by scoping the products, by planning the timeline, when should the project start, when should the project end, that when do you think we should deliver this product into the market. So that's the project management side of it. So that's basically how program manager at Microsoft works. So they do both product management and project management as well.
Mm-hmm. And what is the background needed in order to be a program manager?
So in Microsoft, especially being a program manager, there are very different courses and backgrounds that they usually come in from. Let me split a program manager in Microsoft in different aspects. One is technical PM. Next thing would be a feature PM, and next another PM can be a UX PM. So there are other different PMs as well. But when you come to technical PM, the background usually that they usually come in from is a CS background or an IT information technology kind of background. So usually when they come in with technical skills, like they have to know coding, they have to basically have knowledge of the different SQLs and all of that background. So that is the technical aspect of it. And the next PM would be a feature PM. So usually feature PMs are basically MBA students or masters in engineering management and more of just product management kind of skills. That is the feature PM. And for a UX PM, it can be most of designing skills and design thinking aspects and user research and all of the and they come from human computer interaction background or design background. So that's basically what are the different stages of being background that PM come in, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Program manager it's a combination of various skills, which by default you don't need to be having a CS background to become a PM. You don't need to be only a marketing background to be a PM. So it's more of a soft skill kind of role, which has a combination of different things. If you are a great communicator, then this is the perfect role for you. If you have management skills, then this is the role for you. If you are someone who can actually sit in a meeting and be able to convey or bring together the different teams to agree upon one particular feature or one particular project, then you are a great negotiator right there. So communication, negotiation, a lot of analysis, and a lot of design thinking is very important in this kind of role. So if you take UX background, UX person can also be a PM, because we need a PM who thinks in the design thinking approach. They can bring in ideas through that aspect and think through the customer's shoes. So you need someone who can actually think that way or empathize better with the customer. So having a various set of skills that actually are more of soft skills than something you learn over some course, but bringing that background definitely helps to be successful in your PM.
Mm-hmm. You also mentioned, meetings and like trying to negotiation skills and everything. What are the day-to-day responsibilities of a program manager? Like, can you just describe your work day? Like, you come to work and you start meetings, and then you do what do you do?
Like you said, meetings. Yeah, that's the first thing. Going to my office, the first thing I do is check my schedule, right? because that's something as a PM you are being pulled into a ton of meetings, or you're driving a lot of meetings. So that meetings is the first and main important thing as being a PM. And then next few other things that we do is a lot of reporting, where we either create a lot of decks to report, uh, or we drive numbers or add in numbers to report to the leadership team, or just basically trying to report the projects you have been working on. Something else, some other things we do is research, a lot of market research. We go and see what's out in the market, what can be improved with our current product. So a lot of research is always involved. And of course, a lot of management ad hoc things you're being pulled into. You have to ping a lot of people, hey, can we get this? Can we get that done? So management is also something. So meetings, reporting, research, and management are basic day-to-day activities as a PM.
What tools are needed in order to become a program manager, like in terms of technical tools you guys use every day?
So as a PM in Microsoft, what I can only comment on that. So we use a lot of Excel, a lot of PowerPoint decks, and then we use Power BI a lot, and a lot of Data Explorer. So basically SQL and a lot of databases and all of that. So these are the few tools we use, but it definitely varies with different teams and might be different for the UX designer PM, and it might be different for a technical PM because they have to write a lot of code as well.
What are the KPIs of program managers?
As a program manager, the KPIs that actually are measured for us would be the product we deliver. Initially, we might not see the outcomes yet, but like, for instance, as a software developer, when he writes his code, the passing or failing of the code would actually show an outcome, right? But in case of a program manager, it's a very long-term process. When you do user research and getting some outcomes on it, or trying to come to requirements would be one of it. Then the next step would be trying to work with the engineers to write code or explain to them that this is how it should be. That would be one outcome. Then the next thing would be pushing the product into the market. That would be another KPI. And then getting good feedback from the customer, that would be one more KPI. So completely measure, you cannot see it immediately, but it's a long-term process. As a program manager, having your own KPIs that drive you through success would be much better than waiting for the final outcome, because it takes a long time to actually show the benefits or things you have done that made an impact on the product or the market.
Where do you think people should start if they want to become a program manager? Is there a class? Is there a education, special course, or is there a special background that they need to, complete before trying to apply to program management?
So if you want to be a PM at Microsoft, I would say the first thing you need to do is go and find and read a lot about product management, because our role kind of involves a lot of product management more than project management. So you need to understand what happens as what are the roles of being a PM, what are the things involved in being a PM. So I would suggest the first place to go and do research is research about product management and all the things that are involved in being a product manager. One thing that actually helped me decide when I was going into the whole research of being a product manager was this book called Cracking a PM Interview. So I would suggest go read this book first as a start, and then that would actually drive your interest and see if it fits your goals and roles for your career. And another course I would suggest would be becoming a product manager on LinkedIn Learning. That's also a great resource to understand what a PM does daily.